I'm Caleb Brooks with the AHSAA Radio Network. I'm at Mountain Brook High School. I'm joined by Ann Vandeveld, a senior member here of Mountain Brook and a state champion. And, you're fresh off winning it last week and got to just ride right up the road to go and accomplish what you guys wanted to accomplish, but you finally beat McGill. And, y'all had beaten them already during the season, but to finally get them here in Birmingham at the state tournament, I mean, how big was that for y'all?
That was a huge deal. I know that we had worked all season to finally accomplish and do what we did, but I just feel like it was even more of a victory having our school and our parents and everyone who had supported us the whole year there with us when we beat them again. So it was, words can't really say how huge it was.
Your coach said that she's kind of asked y'all, do y'all really feel like you've won it? And y'all have kind of been like, I don't really know. We know it's real, but, what is the feeling like after you do win one? Because I never got to win one in high school.
Well, I think I was a part of the 9th grade state championship team with Haven O'Quinn. And the feeling was a lot different this time than last time because I only went in to serve. So I feel like this time the feeling was more of, like, wow, we did it. Inside of me, I was like, all my hard work paid off, all of the long hours at tournaments. We could spend up to 12 hours each weekend in a gym. And I think the feeling was just relief and just excitement that it paid off. And it was like, wow, we actually did it. We did what the whole year was about.
Yeah.
And so I think it was just, it's hard to exactly say what you feel because it's hard to say that. But
yeah.
I mean, it was just something that's when you look back, you're like, we did that. It's kind of different than winning another tournament. It's that was huge. We are number one in the state. We proved it. So.
Sweeping them, obviously y'all expected to win going in, but did you really expect to sweep them the way that you guys did?
Honestly, no, because the day before we played Hoover, and that was a really tight match. And so I feel like we went into it knowing we were going to have to play probably 5 sets to win the match. And obviously the scores showed how close it was.
Yeah.
So it could have easily not been a sweep, but I feel we were all like, wow, we did it. And we didn't have to go play extra 25, 75 points, so.
No, and that was one of the things being there was that it didn't feel like a sweep, because the match was so close. And, you can look at the scores and really see that. But what do you think it was that helped y'all edge out, all 3 games and being able to, come out on top in those close matches?
Yeah, I think, honestly, I said this earlier in the year, but I feel like McGill was more nervous, I felt during the match, because they were making some mistakes that I just hadn't seen them make. And I feel like our team was just playing knowing we accomplished more than we have in the past years. And so we just went into the state championship knowing we've done so much, we can only do as much as we can. And I feel like we just played as hard as we could and tried to make less errors and, shown in the last point, a serve in the net.
Yeah.
So they could control that. I feel like we played it as if they're going to win, they're going to have to earn their point. We're not going to give it to them. So I feel like that's really how we pushed and won in 3 sets is just we made less errors when it came down to it.
You mentioned you playing in 9th grade in the state championship. Did that help with your nerves going into the game that you had, kind of already been there and done it before?
Yeah, it was 3 years I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was kind of hard to remember, but I'm generally not a really nervous person, so I was just kind of this is another game for us. It might be a bigger game, but it's just another tournament, another, trying to win the tournament. So, I feel like I wasn't thinking about I have to do this to be able to win the match. So I don't think I got too nervous. And I remember telling the team, don't play nervous, because when you play nervous, you're going to think about everything you do, and then you'll make more mistakes than you mean to make, just because you're thinking about it.
Making it to the semifinals and getting beat the last 2 years, and your coach talked about y'all only had 1 senior total the last 2 years. Having 5 this year, how much did that help this group? Do you feel like after going through the last 2 years with only 1?
See, I don't really think the senior having 1 senior in the past. We are still kind of seniors just because there was 1 senior, so we helped out since we were the next in line. So I feel like we have had the leadership roles prior to this year. And so we've been able to be used to leading the team. I feel like this year our team they did look up to the seniors, but we were all like one big friend. Like we were all friends on the team, so it was kind of more of just like friendship than like seniors versus seniors leading the rest of the team. So I feel like just knowing each other so well was what helped out a lot, because I could go up to any girl and be like, hey, this is coming from like our friendship, like I know you can work harder, I know you can give more effort, and they would know that like it wasn't a senior picking on a younger girl. It was just a friendship saying like, hey, you're my friend, you can do better. I mean, I feel like that was kind of more how the relationships were, because the seniors talked about it and we were like, we're not that mean of seniors. Like I remember my 9th grade year, the seniors were like, if I missed a serve, all I did was come in and serve, they'd be like, you just missed a serve. Like it was kind of like a huge deal. But if someone else missed a serve this year, I don't feel like the seniors were kind of like, you missed your serve, like get the next one, We were just kind of like, hey, now make a pass, or make it up to the team somehow. But I don't think it was much pressure or anything.
For you personally, how much does it mean to you to win this with your sister on the team?
Yeah, it means a lot. The only sport we play together now is volleyball, so it meant a lot that she was with me and that we went through the journey together, through everything.
Yeah.
It was just, I'm so excited and happy that we got to do it together.
And then you're on the girls basketball team, so obviously that's going to be coming up, and you just go right into that. And I'm sure you started practice on Monday of this week, but what's the expectation for girls basketball this year at Mountain Brook? Obviously the boys have been really, really good the last few years, and so I mean, how do you feel about this team and what y'all can do this year?
Obviously it's a new year and we have a whole new team. We only have 4 returners from last year's team, so that's a big change. But I think we'll definitely do the best we can do, and we're just going to play each game as it goes. I mean, we're definitely not the same as the 7A boys Mountain Brook team, but I mean, we're going to work hard, and I think that we can do as good as we want to do.
Yeah.
It just really depends. Volleyball and basketball are completely different. So.
Oh, yeah. And for you, I mean, which one do you like better? Is there one that you do like better?
Yeah. I mean, I like the sports the same, and I mean, it's hard to like pick because they're completely different, but I don't know. It's really hard to decide.
See, for me, it was always which season it was. During football, I like football the best. During baseball, so is it kind of like that for you too?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, how special has all this been, knowing that it is your senior year? I mean, have you kind of put a little bit more emphasis on yourself going out and performing in all these sports?
Like for the state championship, I was like, this is my last time touching a volleyball. Well, touching a volleyball in a huge way. So I was like, I'm obviously going to leave everything I can out on the court, because I don't want to leave my senior year, leave my last game. Obviously, like I could play intramurals or something like small, but I didn't want to leave this huge game where I was like, I wish I did that. I wish I would have played harder. So I went out and I told the other seniors, I was like, I'm going to go out and I'm not going to give any play less than what I can give. Like I'm going to give all my effort in every play. And I was like, because I don't want to leave thinking, I wish I got that dig, or I wish I set the ball better. So I feel like there was a lot of emphasis on, it's my senior year, it's my last time playing this sport. Like I should just have fun and do the best I can and just know that this is my last time. So.
Well, thank you for taking time to come and join me.
You.
Congratulations. You got a ring, and it's like I told your coach, only 7 other teams in the state can say that. So congrats on that, and good luck to you going forward with basketball this year.